Recently, I purchased this bottle at an antique store. Now, I'm not exactly a bottle collector, but this one caught my eye because of its design. It's a light green rectangular bottle, and on the front of it is an embossed Native American in a headdress. On one side of the bottle are the words Indian Sagwa, and on the other side of the bottle are the names Healy and Bigelow. After I bought the bottle, I did a bit of research on Healy and Bigelow and Indian Sagwa and found that this bottle and the story behind it represents an interesting piece of Americana. The story begins with two men, John Healy and Charles Bigelow, who in the 1880s created a company called the Kickapoo Indian Medicine Company. The company was headquartered in New Haven, Connecticut, and their Indian Sagwa medicine was produced beginning in 1882. Now, it's important to remember that during this time, medicines and their therapeutic claims were not tested or regulated by the government, and that meant that medicine companies could produce their concoctions and sell them as cures for various ailments without any real proof of their effectiveness. This is essentially what Healy and Bigelow did, but they did so with a twist. The Kickapoo Indian Medicine Company in large part sold their medicines through traveling medicine shows. Charles Bigelow took on the stage name Texas Charlie and appeared under that name in company advertisements. Bigelow did hail from Texas, and while he was not exactly a frontiersman, he chose to dress as one, sporting long wavy hair and a wide-brimmed hat, much in the style of Buffalo Bill Cody, which no doubt added a bit of character to the traveling medicine shows. But the most interesting part, and arguably the most important part of their medicine shows, were the Native Americans that the company hired to travel with them across the country to sell the company's medicines. It's reported that in 1890 there were 800 Native Americans, supposedly few if any were Kickapoos, who were sent to New Haven to work for Healy and Bigelow and travel with the medicine shows. During the medicine shows, the Native Americans would entertain the audiences with stories of their culture and testaments about the healing powers of the Indian Sagwa medicine. The New England Historical Society notes that these medicine shows were part carnival and part sales pitch, featuring Indian professors making outlandish claims for quack cure-alls, and that the shows were certainly popular entertainments when they came to town, featuring acts such as fake war dances, fire eating, and sharpshooting. And a lot of Indian Sagwa medicine was sold during these shows. One description of the Indian Sagwa medicine notes the purifying qualities of it, that it was a compound of roots, herbs, barks, gums, and leaves. Its elements were blood-making, blood-cleaning, and life-sustaining. The price of one bottle of Indian Sagwa was $1, which is about $30 in today's money. Now, why would somebody spend so much money for a medicine that was not prescribed by a doctor? That I'm not sure, but the population of the U.S. was growing at this time, and possibly there wasn't a doctor practicing in or near the towns where the medicine shows visited. Also, some people at that time had a sense of distrust for the medical profession and thought that the medicine that the local doctors dispensed was no more effective at curing illnesses than medicines like Indian Sagwa. And maybe the townspeople held the Native Americans in a sense of awe and put some faith in their indigenous natural cures, particularly as their cultures were in the news as the country expanded westwards. Regardless of the reasons, Healy and Bigelow's medicine shows were extremely successful, and it's reported that the company had almost 100 of these traveling medicine shows on the road in the 1890s. The company continued to do well in the new century, but it was also around this time that many other patent medicine companies went bankrupt. And that's because in 1906, the U.S. government passed the Pure Food and Drug Act, a law that stopped the manufacture of many dangerous patent medicines. In response to this law, medicine companies listed the ingredients that appeared in their mixtures, and the public could see just what they were taking for their ailments. Among the ingredients listed in Indian Sagwa were gentian root, mandrake root, rhubarb root, aniseed bark, dandelion root, licorice root, alcohol, glycerin, and water. This disclosure didn't hinder the Kickapoo Indian Medicine Company's business, and the company continued to sell their products through traveling medicine shows up to the 1920s. Around 1930, the Kickapoo Indian Medicine Company was purchased by the C.I. Hood Company, which also produced medicines. This purchase made John Healy and Charles Bigelow very wealthy men. So, if in your travels you ever see a Healy and Bigelow Indian Sagwa bottle, take a good look at it, and know that you're looking at something that 100 years ago brought hope and fascination to many Americans. Thanks for watching.